Yo guys, I hope you're all doing really well. In this video, what I want to do is just cover a client case study. Basically, I got a new client last week, signed on a new client last week. And what I wanted to sort of cover was how I actually went about getting the client, how I physically went about getting the client. Obviously, it's an e-commerce client. That's my niche is e-com. So like I said, I just wanted to cover how I actually got the client, because I know a lot of people talk about ways to get clients, and I've done it on my channel as well, posted a few videos on how the best ways to go about getting e-commerce clients or just clients in general. But I wanted to show, I wanted to sort of tell you and talk about actually how I personally got a client for my agency. Obviously every outreach method that I talk about, I do myself. But for this one, I wanted to sort of tell you exactly how I went about getting this specific new client that I got last week. Now, granted, it's actually on the lower end of my clients in terms of the size of the retainer. It is 2.8 thousand per month plus ad spend. But the reason why I chose this one as opposed to a client that's on 4.5, 5,000 a month. The reason why I chose this one is because throughout the whole entire outreach process, I actually didn't say anything about previous clients. They didn't ask about previous clients or to show previous results. And obviously I've got results to show. So if, my bigger clients, often they will say, you might ask about past clients, or they might want to see some sort of tangible results. And so, I show them, and that's completely fine. But, for this specific client that I'm going to be talking about, they actually didn't ask about anything like that. So it is the reason why I wanted to cover this one basically is because I know that a lot of you are just starting out. And I know a lot of you don't actually have any past results to show a client. So, this client case study sort of shows you that you just need confidence, and you need to know what you're talking about. But mainly you need confidence, and you need a good outreach strategy, and you obviously need a good meeting strategy as well. You don't always need past results to actually get clients, so that's why I've chose this one. So I've got 7 points here that I want to cover in terms of how I actually went about getting the client. So the first point obviously is where do you actually find the clients. For this certain client, I actually found the lead on Instagram. So I went onto Instagram, found I'm pretty sure I found a different Instagram account, but that certain Instagram account sort of ticked all the boxes. They had a Facebook pixel, but they weren't running ads, or they might have been running ads, but they weren't running many ads. So what I actually did was hit the suggestions, the drop down box list that Instagram does on each account, and it brings up a whole heap of, brings up a bunch more similar accounts to that one. And this client that I actually signed on, they were in the suggestions box. So that's how I actually went about finding the lead. The second thing that I did is I put the lead into a software called Pipedrive. A lot of you might know it. Basically, it's just a CRM system, customer relationship management system. So I put all of my leads into there. And obviously with this certain one as well, I put that lead into Pipedrive. Basically all it does, it just helps you organize your leads. For me in particular, I've got a 4 to 5 follow-up email sequence. So what it helps me to do is just organize where all of my leads are in the stage of the funnel. And if I bring new leads in, it's fine because they go at the start of the funnel, and it doesn't get messed up with all of the other clients that may be on the 3rd email, they might be on the 4th email, or maybe for example they've replied back to me. Basically I'll move that and put it into the reply back section. So it just helps organize the lead. So as I said, first things first is I actually found the lead on Instagram. And then from there, what I did was I checked the website, see if they have a Facebook pixel, check the website, check their Facebook, the page transparency section, see if they were running any ads. If they were, could I see could I see spaces where I could help them? And for this client in particular, they were actually running ads. They had around 20 ad sets running at the time. A lot of people write off businesses that already have ads running. You know, if they have like 1,000 ads running, then it's very evident that they've got a very, very strong marketing strategy in place, and they probably don't need you know, our extra help, or, you know, they might need it, but they just might not be open to it because, you know, they've got so many running, so they might just think, you know, that they're already good to go. But as I said, with this one, they had around 20 ads running, and I could see quite a few areas that I could improve. You know, myself and my team could come in and actually really help them improve it. So once sort of I ticked off all of those boxes, you know, as I said, Facebook Pixel, they had a great Instagram following. I can see that I can really help them in terms of their current ads. What I did then is I went into Pipedrive. I put in the name of their business. I put in the owner's name and the owner's email. And then from there, what I did is I actually sent out the initial email of my email sequence. As I said, I've got a 4 to 5 part email sequence. It's actually quite funny because with this specific client that I'm talking about, it only took the first email for them to actually schedule in a call. At the bottom of every email that I send out, I put in the link to my scheduler, and then from there, obviously they can go on, schedule in a call, you know, schedule a call in a time that best suits them. And that's actually what this specific business did, is they scheduled in a call straight off of the first email, which was really, really good to see, because it shows me that, you know, my emails are very quite strong, and they sort of hit all of the points that need to be hit in order for the client to think, you know, or the potential client to think, yeah, look, this is something that we need right now. Let's sort of take it to the next level in a way. But, you know, if they didn't schedule in on the first call, then obviously I've got 3 to 4 more emails coming after that, that always tie back to that, you know, the scheduler link, and, you know, push them to get on a call with me. So as I said, they scheduled in a call. From there, obviously, we hopped on the call. I went through, you know, my meeting strategy with the client. Went through the meeting strategy, you know, sort of hit all of the main points that you need to be hitting in terms of the meeting. You know, logical phase, the emotional phase. You know, how we can actually help, and making it a no-brainer to the client. Like, it's just, you know, you want to position your services as like an absolute no-brainer to the client. Like, it just makes no sense for them to not go ahead with your service. So that was basically the very, very broad overview of how I actually got a client. And obviously, you know, after the meeting, after they said yes, what I did was I sent over the invoice, and then once that was paid, I sent them over my onboarding process, which is obviously all very, very streamlined, very automated. So it just makes it much, much more easier and much more efficient for the client and for myself as well. And then obviously, once all that is done, they're actually currently going through the process, because as I said, I only signed them up last week, but the invoice has been paid, which obviously solidifies it as being a client. And yeah, that was basically, like I said, that's basically the overview that the overview of the process that I went through. I just thought I'd let you guys know, you know, sort of what I did, because I know it's quite disheartening, you know, going through all of these different outreach methods and you just feel like you're not getting anywhere. I just wanted to sort of let you guys know that what I'm showing, what I'm teaching you on the YouTube channel, and also what I'm teaching my students is, it's what I do. You know what I mean? I don't teach or show other people anything unless I've done it, unless I've, you know, stress tested it, and, you know, basically unless I've proven for myself and my agency that it actually works. So keep going, you know, with your outreach. If you've not got your first client yet, it's just a matter of time. If you're doing the right outreach methods, you know, if you're hitting the right points that you need to be hitting within the email, within the meeting, etc., etc. So as I said, that was how I got a new 2,800 per month client plus ad spend. And, you know, as I always say, if any of you are struggling, then hit my Instagram link in the description of this video, and send me a message, or, you know, you can comment below the video, but I know a lot of people like that more personal touch. And, you know, if you just feel like you need, you know, extra help, as I said as well, text me on my, direct message me on my Instagram, because, I've got so many students at the moment that are just absolutely killing it. It's funny, I actually had one student message me the other day saying they learned more from our, because I do Zoom calls. I do Zoom calls face to face with my students, so I can really help them out. And it's funny, we had my first Zoom call with one of my new students, and he said he learned more from that one call than he has from any courses that he's bought. I think he's in about 2 to 3 courses, and he's just said he's learned more in that call than he has in any courses. So please, message me on my Instagram and I really will help you out. We sit down one-on-one and actually just go through what you're struggling with yourself, instead of going through a course and it's more it's being applied to everybody as opposed to your direct problems and your what you're actually struggling with. So as I said, message me on my Instagram if you need any help in that regard. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was sort of informative in terms of how to get clients and whatnot. So I will see you in the next video.